Hi guys, this is Sally with Disabled Advantage. I'm trying something new with Austin. I have access to chairs that roll easily, so I'm going to tie 2 or 3 different tugs to a chair and see how he does. This is not necessarily step-by-step advice for you. This is just once your dog has learned tug, a experimental video for you to see how different types of tugs with the same object might impact how your dog pulls them and your dog's confidence pulling them and any problems your dog might run into. So first I have a paracord tug with a loop at the end. What we're going to do is just make a slip knot. I could put a slip knot here or I could put a slip knot down low. I typically find that putting tug ropes near the center point on taller objects generally works out better for the dog than putting the tug rope up really high. The only time you really want to tug rope up really high is for doors, and that's just simply because door handles are really tall. So option 1, I can offer it to him. Austin, tug. Good, good, good. So that's working pretty good. Good boy. I was a little worried he was going to run into it. Tug. But he didn't. He's keeping a good distance. Good job. Drop. Thank you. Let's see if he'll tug it by himself without me offering it to him. Austin, tug. Good. Found the target exactly right. Good job, Austin. Good job. Now, you'll notice he is backing up mostly straight. That is from teaching him tug, but it's also, we did do some work initially where when I taught Austin a tug, I taught Austin a tug on leash so that I could physically hold him back while he was tugging something to prevent him from, when he was young, he used to like jump all around in fishtail and it would get pretty wild. So let's try a different type of tug. I really like these paracord ones because the loop is great if you have something like a door handle that you can put it over, or you can make slip knots out of it. This one is about probably a little over a foot long. The tug itself looks like maybe 6 or 7 inches long. We found that to be a good amount of tug for Austin. Some people, we have discovered, my friend made me a tug out of bungee on the end instead of solid rope, and he really does not like that. He doesn't like that the rope snaps out of his mouth whenever he drops it. Now you might be tempted to put the tug up here. You might be able to get away with doing that. It depends on the chair and the dog. I have one chair at home that I did that with, and the chair flipped over on Austin. He was fine because the chair was very lightweight, but it might have gone differently. So that's just one of our leashes that I clipped around the chair. Austin, around. Let's see if he can figure it out and see what he does with it. Austin, focus. Good. Tug. Good. He's trying to figure out what to grab. That's okay. This is a little weird. It's not like his normal tugs, but sometimes when you're in public, you have to improvise. Tug. So, Austin, tug. Yes. Good job. We don't like that as much. Let's see if we get him to hold the label, if he likes that better. Tug. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, we like that better. But you see how he's getting a little bit more crazy? So sometimes when you give dogs longer tugs, it gives them more leeway to do that and spin around and circle more. Sometimes a shorter tug helps your dog stay a little bit more focused, stay close to the object, and maintain better control of it. Longer tugs for something like this made it a lot harder for Austin to control the chair, and the faster the chair went, the faster the Austin went. Things like doors where you have sharp angles, you might need a longer tug depending on the height of your dog. It just kind of depends. I do like using leashes occasionally as sub-end tugs because if you're, sorry, got to put the phone down for a sec. If you're out in public with your service dog, you're almost guaranteed to have a leash on you. All right, final thing I'm going to try is one of my shirts. And Austin, if you tear this, I'm going to be really annoyed with you. All right, so I've just got one of my shirts tied, confusing my words, tied over the back of the chair here. And let's see what he does with this. Austin, around. Good. Austin, tug. Good. See, still readily accepts it as a tug. Good job, buddy. Drop. But somewhere in the middle, the chair didn't flip over, which is fantastic. He didn't tear my shirt, which is fantastic. But it was a longer tug. It was soft. It was floppy. And he did have a little bit harder time controlling it. There was something else I wanted to say too. And I don't remember, of course. So the way to get your dog to give you something that they're tugging. So right now we've just been kind of experimenting and playing around with Austin moving stuff. But let's say I wanted him to bring the chair directly to me. So we've got a tug on a chair, a tug that Austin accepts as the tug. And I'm going to stand over here. How do I get Austin to give me the rope? I've tried several different things, and the one thing that I have found to be the most successful has not been give, which is weird, but he's an interesting dog. All dogs are a little bit different. What I have found to work is when Austin was a puppy, because his crate is so huge, we needed an easy way to put gear on that didn't involve us getting in the crate with him because we were still learning about him, and that's an invasion of space. What we did teach him was the word here, which means please put your chin in my hand. Here. Yes, good here. Good job, Austin. And recently I've discovered that works with tug. So let's give that a shot. Austin, tug. Tug. Good. Good. Here. And it's failing. Here. Good here. Tug. You thought about getting in the chair, didn't you? Austin, here. Oh dear. It's a work in progress. Tug. Let's try short distance. Here. Here. Good. Tug. Here. Yes. Good job. Here. Let's finish it. Okay. So that wasn't perfect, but you guys got to see Austin make a few mistakes, which was a lot of fun. And you got to see the reality of what tug looks like sometimes. It's not always point A to point B perfectly. Sometimes your dog makes mistakes, and it's your job to figure out how to help them solve the problem to achieve the objective you're looking for. Austin, release. Good job, buddy.